Hello. Hello. Testing mic test. Just testing my camera. Hello. Hello. Testing mic. Okay, this one is better. Just testing my camera. Mata lagi pusing mo. Hi everyone. We're about to start our simple presentation about how to be a language assistant here in Spain. So if you guys are interested, you can join our live session so you can ask questions real time, right? By the way, my name is Ray and I'm currently a language assistant here in Spain since October of last year, 2024. So I have already did done a live discussion with you guys last time, and we talk about two programs like Institute of Franklin and Beta program, where they offer the language assistant role here in Spain. Technically, I'm not connected with them because I applied for a different program, which was through the Ministry of Education here in Spain. But I'm a bit familiar with those programs since I know people who are part of those programs. And technically, we are of the same roles if you apply for language assistant in Institute of Franklin and Beta. So we have the same role as a language assistant or auxiliares de conversación de inglés. Okay. So before we get started, I just want to ask you guys if you can hear me clearly because I did a test on my wireless or Bluetooth earphone, but it didn't really work properly. So I want to know if you guys can hear me well here using my wired headset. Let me know guys if you guys can hear me properly so we can start. So I chose this time because my housemates are outside working, I think. And today is Monday around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm off on a Monday. So that's why I'm doing a live session with you guys. Kita ang background. Where my nanonood. Wala'y naglantaw, okay lang. You guys can check this live stream later, okay? Para magsugod na ko. Oh, maybe one or two. Let's see. Not sure if they can hear me. Mhm. Okay, that's better. All right, there's one person watching. Hello to you, whoever you are. Let me know if you can hear me, or if you can hear the background music as well. If it's kusugra, if it's kusugra compared to my voice. All right. Okay, so before we start, um, I just want to do a little recap of what we discussed last time. So, like I said, we talk about Instituto Franklin and Beta program. So these are organizations that offer the same role, that is a language assistant, language and cultural assistant or ambassador here in Spain. So to those who want to see the live session, our first part, our part one, it's on my YouTube channel. I will put on the link so you guys can just revisit and replay the video that we did last time. Okay, and then this live stream as well, this part of session, I will also be uploading this on my YouTube channel. So I don't ask for anything else, but I just want you guys to subscribe and follow me on my YouTube channel because I will start documenting all of my journeys and my travel and my experiences here in Spain and Europe. Right? So this is YouTube link. I will put it in the comment section below so you guys can see it. Right? So that's our first live session last time. I forgot when was that, but I'm pretty sure that was last week, maybe March 4. Yeah, I think that was March 4. Okay, alright, so let's wait for 3 minutes maybe. We'll start at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, no, we'll start at 9:10. That's okay. So that a lot of you guys can benefit from this live session. Did you hear me say anything? What happened? Okay. Hi guys, so I have to repeat myself. So I was talking about the reasons why I wanted to do live again. So on our part one session, we talked about organizations like Institute of Franklin and Beta Programs. So these are two organizations that are popular here in Spain if you wanted to be a language assistant. But basically, I'm not part of their organization, so I'm not connected with them, but I'm familiar with their program because it's a similar role, and I know some people who are part of the program in Institute of Franklin and in Beta. And basically, guys, you can actually just check on those um, organizations online, or as a matter of fact, you can actually Google language assistant program in Spain. Okay, you can actually Google that, and it will show you list of different organizations that offer the same program or the same role aside from the main um, main organization, which is the Ministerio de Educación. So that's the current program that I am in. However, I don't want to concentrate on that for now because it's a tedious process and there's a timeline that we need to follow. If I'm not mistaken, they currently opening the stage to right now, but I believe most of my friends are not do not meet that criteria yet. But do not worry, I will do my part three session with you guys maybe around March 16th, and hopefully it will help you prepare for the opening next school year or next year. So we're gonna talk about more next time, but today we're gonna talk about three different programs that also offer the same role, that is as a language assistant role, and these are three different organizations. So though I'm not connected with them, but I am familiar with these programs because, like I said, I also know some people who are part of the program, and I have watched different YouTube vlogs from language assistants who are part of the said programs. Like I mentioned, we have already talked about Institute Franklin and beta programs last live session. So if you wanna check that out, I did a live session on that last week. So I just posted the link for the YouTube video clip. So you could just rewatch it and replay and see if these information are something of help to you. All right. And what else? So like I said, I think I was stopped earlier. I was just talking about the reasons why I wanted to go live again because a lot of people are curious about the program, how I made it in Spain. They were just surprised when they saw me posting a photo. My background is a popular landmark in Spain, so they are curious and they also interested. They're also interested to make it here in Spain and Europe. I would also encourage you guys to do research, do your own research, and please do not rely just on the information that I will feed you because I don't know everything, and I can only share to you things that I know and that I'm familiar with, and especially of course based on my experience as a language assistant for 5 months now. And one more thing, I want to pay forward to those who are wanting to or interested to be part of the program because some people are gatekeeping this information, and because after all, this is a competition. But for you guys, for those who are on my friends list, they charge you guys are just around 600 or something. So I want to share it to you guys first, so exclusive before I will share to the world. Because in the future, I will keep on uploading photos. Information about my journey here in Spain as a language assistant, especially my travel experiences as well in Europe. So I will start doing that sooner or later, maybe by end of March. So I really wanted to share some information that I know that could be also helpful to others. So again, guys, these programs that I will be discussing with you, I'm not affiliated with them because I'm not connected with them and I don't get any incentives or monetary exchange. So gusto lang na po maka-share sa information na kung naibala and then this might be of interest to you. So who knows, 'di ba? Who knows na next school year or next year you are already here in Spain. All right. So I think we need to start now because it's already 9:13. Okay, maybe I'll start with talking about what language assistant is. Okay, so I have three viewers now. Think Okay, okay, what's ako? Okay, so kinsa maning three nga nag-watch? Can you please say hi so that I wouldn't feel like I'm just talking to myself? Hi naman kayo guys. Let me know where you are right. So I have three viewers, but they're just silent with comments. Can you guys let me know if my audio, if my background music is okay, or if it's too loud, or can you hear my voice clearly, or if I'm speaking too fast, or if you want me to speak something in Tagalog, or if you want me to speak something in Bisaya instead of speaking English. All right, guys, let me know where you are right now and who's watching and who's interested, who wants to know these things. So I posted a comment. I posted a YouTube clip about what we did last time because I did a part one live session. I uploaded it in my YouTube account, so just check it out there. It's a 2 hour session. And unfortunately, when I reviewed the video, hindi kayo siya hindi kayo siya nindot paminawan ang audio because I was just on loudspeaker ba yun? So karon nag-headset ko guys and hopefully it works. Um, Hopefully it's better. And I also tried my head earphone na naka wireless wireless earphone but medyo di ko siya nindot paminawan. So ito na lang, headset na lang. Alrighty. So what else? Um, okay, so the three programs that I will be talking about today are Conversa Spain. That's number one. Number two is Medias. And number three is Visita. So don't worry, we will discuss this further as much as possible. I want to stay on the live session for at least an hour and 30 minutes or maximum of 2 hours so that we will discuss it all together. We will cover everything, not everything, but most of the basic information that we need to know for these three organizations that offer the language assistant role. Okay, but first things first, I wanna show you guys what is language assistant first. I think I can share this information. I think I can share this video. So this is a video about those who are already a language assistant. So let's have an intro first. Um, blah blah blah. Okay, this one. Do this. Let me pause the background music. Okay, I think we can see that. All right, well, let's play it again. All right.
I gave the program a go because I thought that Spain was the perfect place to practice my vocation as a language teacher.
I decided to apply for the program because I have been wanting to have an immersion in Spain.
Longing or want to experience new things outside of our comfort zone.
So I prioritized my personal growth in applying to this particular program.
Living far from my family made me more diligent and responsible.
Financial independence.
The program helped strengthen my passion for children.
Second, I got to develop my ability to work with people of diverse backgrounds.
I think our Schengen visa, I need not explain further.
Patience. Teaching students of different ages gave me a long understanding.
And third and most importantly, the freedom to be whoever and whatever I want to be.
The opportunity to rediscover ourselves.
Confidence. Living in a foreign country and being in front of students made me trust myself more.
I gained a lot of friends.
My boyfriend, of course.
Sana
I was
all.
able to um, go out of my comfort zone and
Mm-hmm.
see the world.
I did not
You know
expect that
what?
I would improve and master the Spanish language by having been exposed to and interact with Spanish speaking people.
I didn't expect to have another school year as a language assistant in Spain. When I applied for this, I thought I would only finish one school year. But here I
Hmm.
am, waiting for the start of my next year in a different region.
Nice. But doors have opened since becoming more
I
established.
got into a graduate school that requires a certain level of Spanish. And right now, I teach Spanish in a university. So I think being
Mm.
able to learn the language in Spain has been the greatest gift.
What are the obstacles?
Homesickness.
Homesickness is real, guys. So
I guess the cure was to go visit my Filipino friends.
I was also very grateful that my family was able to visit me in April this year. They visited my school. We also traveled together in France during the Holy Week when I was not working because it was a holiday.
pressure of finishing our documents, our papers on time. Joining Facebook groups and group chats were very helpful for me.
It was difficult for me to speak in Spanish. My advice for those who have the same concern is to learn conversational Spanish. So it is up to you to give time and effort in speaking the language.
Alrighty. Okay, you guys. Did you enjoy that simple video? Okay, I'll show you another video. Just an intro about Language Assistant. Give me just a moment. And then after this, we're going to talk about those organizations. Okay. So, ayokong gulatin kayo. So, let's start first with some warm up and some introduction about being a cultural ambassador or languages.
Fancy living in Spain? Join the Language and Culture Assistance Program of the Education Office of the Spanish Embassy. It offers a fantastic opportunity to spend a school year in Spain as an assistant teacher, sharing your language and knowledge with Spanish students K through 12 and adults.
Con ella aprender inglés es estupendo. Chloe es la mejor.
I got medical insurance and a monthly allowance to help pay for accommodation and expenses. And I really think that this experience will help with my career in the future.
Spain also offers you amazing travel and cultural possibilities.
I couldn't have imagined this was going to be such a life changing experience.
Wait.
But what about the food?
And the lively streets.
And the wonderful people.
Yo he mejorado mucho mi español.
Don't miss this opportunity. Learn more about the Language and Culture Assistance Program of the Education Office of the Embassy of Spain.
And grow as you share.
Ayun. Okay, I hope you guys have an idea already what language assistant is. But let me just show you a simple presentation, just like what I did last week, so that you will have more information about language assistant. Okay, let's start with this one. Can you guys see me? Okay, here we go. Okay. Sorry guys, nagutom ko. Okay, language assistant. Live in Spain while supporting English teaching at Spanish schools as a language assistant. As a language and cultural assistant, you'll be helping Spanish teachers and students with their pronunciation, conversation skills, and introduce them to your culture. So this is not really um, you're not really helping Spanish teachers mainly because the focus is with your students. So maybe teachers can learn from you while you're having a conversation in English, when you are collaborating, or when you're talking about what to discuss the next week or something like that. But you don't really have to like teach the Spanish teacher learn English. So I think it will just go naturally. So it's an incredible opportunity to experience Spain firsthand, receiving a monthly allowance and health coverage for your assistance and participation in school life. So this monthly allowance, or we call it stipend, um, this is based on the region where you will be assigned at, especially if you will be assigned at big cities like Madrid and Valencia. Um, for Filipinos, we cannot be assigned in Catalonia region, like in Barcelona for some reason. So we're only allowed to be assigned to two big major cities like Madrid and Valencia, and you will get a higher allowance or stipend because of the cost of living in that big city. All right. To know how much it's going to be, I will discuss it later on. So posts are available in most Spanish regions. Applicants can express regional preferences which are generally taken into consideration. So once you get accepted, guys, once you have processed all the documents, some interviews, assessments, once you get all that, once you get accepted, you will be given the opportunity to choose your three preferred regions. So last year, when I first got admitted and accepted in the program, I first chose number one, Madrid, number two was Canary Islands, and I forgot the third one. But I got the second choice because Madrid was very competitive. Dahil kayo nang-apply sa Madrid for some reason because it's a higher allowance and it's a beautiful big city and it's a capital. So yeah, and the application period for this one, this is just actually a presentation, guys, about a language assistant role, but this presentation is actually um, specific to specific with the Ministry of Education. So it may not apply to the other organizations that we will be tackling today. But normally it should end around end of March or 26th of March. So this one, okay, let's just go straight with the placement. The placement is full academic year or school year. Classes here in Spain normally starts around end of September, all right? And then for language assistants like us, we normally come in first week of October, and we end for my case, for my personal experience, I will finish my school year by the end of May. But my students, I know that they normally finish their school year around second week of June. It's just that mauna lang ko based on my contract, mauna lang ko kahuman. Okay. And the number of hours is just actually one of the best things because you don't have to actually spend lots of time in school. So you will only be allowed or you will only be required to be in class for about, sorry, sorry about that. So you are only required to be in school for about 14 to 16 classroom hours a week plus class preparation time and 4 days school week. So you will only have 4 days to be in school. That means that you will have a long weekend every now and then. So it's always 3 days. All right. What else? And okay, can you guys see it? Okay. And locations most regions in Spain offer positions except for Catalonia, just like what I said, Navarra, Ceuta, and Melilla. cities and rural areas available. Eligibility criteria: be a citizen of the Philippines, be highly proficient, be a university graduate from one of our partner universities. Doesn't have to be partner, guys, universities, but if you have finished your degree and if you are currently employed, so you can still join this program. Be of sound mental and physical health without impairments that may affect your ability to teach, because prior to coming to Spain, you will undergo a full medical exam, physical exam, which is a requirement. Um, if you have some disabilities that may impact or that may affect you or stay here and with a role, fortunately, you might not be able to make it. So have a clear police record, or shall I say NBI clearance certificate. A1 certificate in Spanish. This is applicable only for the Ministry of Education, but I will discuss to you the programs or the organizations that do not require you to have a certain level of Spanish. So let's go straight with the benefits. Monthly stipend of at least 800 euros. So it has increased a little bit now because a few years ago it was 700. So they just increased 100 more because probably of the cost of living and then the inflation, especially with the increase of the home rentals. So 800 euros, guys, it is applicable to rural areas. But like I said, if you will be assigned in major big cities like Valencia and Madrid, then you will get around 1,000 euros per month. And that should be enough for you to go around and live here in Spain in general. Okay, so responsibility: support Spanish teachers of English or other subjects such as science or social studies delivered in English in primary and secondary schools, plan activities and produce resources, blah, blah, blah. So that's a little bit of information about language assistant role here in Spain. All right. Questions? If you guys have questions, let me know. So I can go now straight to the um, first organization that offer the language assistant role. All right. Hmm. Let me send the link. So this is the first one. Let me send you guys the link. Bear with me. Conversa Spain. There you go. All right. Okay, let me share to you guys the official website for Conversa Spain. Okay. So I sent the link. I sent their website in the comment section, so you guys can go through that. Like I said, guys, I can't give you all of the information that you wanted to know, but it's nice that you have the resources already given to you, so that on your own you can just look for some information on their official websites. And if you have some clarifications and confirmations or any clarifications in mind, you can just simply contact them directly. You can ask me for sure, but I can only answer to things that I know and based on my experience. But like I said, I'm not connected with Conversa Spain. So, but I'm sharing this to you guys so that you will be aware that there are other organizations that offer the same role like Conversa Spain. So, what is an auxiliar de conversación? Let me just read it to you out loud. Aloud. So, auxiliares de conversación are proficient English speakers who are willing to teach at schools and eager to experience firsthand the Spanish culture, lifestyle, and language. As an auxiliary de conversación, you will have a very active role in supporting the main teacher and helping students improve their English conversation skills. So you will teach English to students who are in primary school, middle school, or high school. However, you will not be responsible for grading or disciplining them. So this is what I love about my role, because as a language assistant, I don't. The advantage of this one is you don't have the full responsibility of the student, so you don't grade them. Although you can just do some just minimal assessment, especially during speaking practice. Like one time, I did a one-on-one interview or just a speaking practice, just to get them to talk and to get them to express themselves. And then I just did some assessments, just basically if it's 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, something like that. But it's not really like very technical or sort something like that. Just a basic assessment, and then I gave some tips and feedback afterwards. So you don't also need to discipline them. It's not your responsibility to reprimand them or to like manage the classroom if they're getting rowdy and if they're getting naughty or anything like that, or if they're misbehaving. It's important that you should not be left alone in the classroom. Dapat na ang ilang main teacher, para ang main teacher mismo ang mubuyag and to discipline the students, because that is their responsibility, not yours. So at Conversa Spain, we want students to have a chance to understand your country while you also understand ours. Teach kids the English language, tell them about your culture, broaden their horizons, open doors for them, and let doors be open for you as well. I remember on my first week of, actually on my first month, on my first month in the class in high school, I just kept giving presentations about where I'm from, showing video clips about Philippines and Sikihor, kay taga Sikihor man ko. And basically, just let them be curious about where you're from and what's your culture like, and the similarities and differences that we have between Philippines and their country. So it was actually an amazing thing. Um, so yeah, what is the role of an auxiliary de conversación? Activities and classes will vary daily and will depend on the specific requirements of the school. So these are the common requirements. I mean the role, guys, and I think I have already discussed this earlier because this is the same role in Spanish, auxiliary de conversación. So basically, paras parehas ra gyud og roles. So 14 to 16 teaching hours per week spread over 4 weekdays. So amazing no kay sa Conversa Spain, same gyapon og setup for weekdays Japon and then 3 weekends. So you help to prepare lessons and assist teachers in the classroom, give short presentations and prepare engaging games and activities. Students in Spain can easily get bored, and I think their attention span is very short, which is common to kids nowadays. Maybe because of social media, so you need to keep them hyped up. You need to keep them engaged and be really creative with your activities. Collaborate in different subjects such as physical education or social science if needed. You do not need to be an expert in those subjects as it will still be focused on English conversation. So as for my experience, I'm currently not just um, helping the students learn English in an English subject, but I'm also part of a class where they teach sports education, or they call it Educación Física, and then the geography class. I just did that a few months ago. And then I'm currently doing a biology class with their biology teacher. So I don't need to be an expert in those fields, especially sports education. I'm not very familiar. I am sporty, but in terms of teaching kids some routines and exercises, it's a bit of a challenge for me. But then again, you don't need to be an expert on that because it's still more on your focus should be more on having a conversation, have a speaking practice with the students. Okay, next. So you prepare students for oral exams. This is more applicable to high school students because most of them they are preparing for English tests or in exams to get their certain level of English or something like that. And also when they prepare for the university, if they wanted to attend a university, they have like an exam to take. So they have a lot of preparations to do. So if you fancy teaching high school students, could that not be suitable for you? So speak to students in English at all times. Spanish will not be allowed in class. Not They're not really strict on this one, but as much as possible, try to talk to them in English, especially if sometimes during the first month of my stay here, I pretended that I don't I don't know any Spanish words or anything like that. Like my Spanish is zero. But then later on, I told them that I can speak Spanish, but since our focus language is English, let's try to talk in the English language. Show initiative, autonomy, and professional behavior. Show a keen interest in students' progress. Motivate students to learn English and encourage interest in the culture and traditions of your own country. So you can also participate in departmental meetings. This is not really required on my end. Take part in conversation classes with teachers who are willing to improve their English. I think for Conversa Spain, this is one of the agreement that you will have. Like maybe you guys can set up a schedule and then have the teachers who wanted to improve their English. For my case, I have um, three staff um, who wanted to learn their English, and we do it privately, and they kind of also pay me because it's their way of helping me out. So I'm doing a private classes with them. So arrive to the class on time and follow the timetable. Arrange to coordinate with the main English teacher to avoid any confusion, confirm expectations, and ask any questions. So the 25, so I think they're still open for application. So all you have to do, guys, is click on this link, apply now. So if we click apply now, what will happen? Let's see. So Spanish schools await you this 2025-2026 academic year. So like I said, guys, the academic year here in Spain normally starts end of September or first week of October. However, you have to be ready before applying. Read our program information dossier as you will need it to complete our application form. So why don't we check this one as well? Let's check their availability. Hold on. Okay, let's watch that later on, but let me see this first. Hmm. All right, okay. So this is a bit long, but you guys can just check it out yourself. Okay. All right. But to give you an idea, guys, the pros and cons of Conversus Spain is that they provide you support from processing your visa and all that before you make it here in Spain. However, the cons of this program is that they actually ask for a fee, no? Um, for example, I think I saw that part wherein, asa ganito? Let's check this one. Yeah, this one right here. No, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but let me teach English in Spain. Apply now. Blah blah blah. Hold on. I'm looking for that link where it will show us ang iyang how much is it's going to cost. Um, how about if I don't know, how about Dozier? Okay, let me click Red Dozier. I know. Okay, I'll just open another tab. Okay, I'll just stop the sharing session and then I'll open another tab so you guys can see it. Hold on. Destination. Okay. All right, here we go. Madrid. Okay. Let me select this one. All right. Can you guys see it? Nawala na ang music. Okay. The music. Okay. Just pasok. Haba na tayo ang music. Okay. All right. So in here, you will see, you will have options to four destinations in Spain. One is a community of Madrid, which is the capital. So the region of Murcia, and then the community of Castilla-La Mancha, and the community of Castilla y Leon. So what are the program conditions of teaching English in Spain? At Converge Spain, we help make research it's unique. So we'll start with community of Madrid, okay? So in here, okay, here we go, guys. So for the community of Madrid, you have 16 teaching hours per week, 4 days a week, and you get a stipend of 1,000 monthly. And this is going to be your allowance, and you get it the full amount because there's no tax. As a language assistant, one of the advantages or one of the benefits of being with this role, having this role, is you don't need to pay taxes. So you can teach nursery, primary, and secondary schools. Placements in the capital city, its outskirts, and towns. So you can choose to start in October, also in November, And actually, you can also start in January for until June, so 6 months. So if we click more info, it will direct you to more information about teaching English in Madrid. All right. So these are the information in paid school holidays, Christmas, Easter, and local festivities, except for the summer period. So these are the requirements, guys, if you wanted to teach English in Madrid with Conversa Spain. So be a native English speaker. You don't have to worry on this because since we are well versed or we are fluent in English, you actually still qualify. So if you look at it, or hold a C2 English certificate or equivalent if you are from blah blah blah, and of course our country, the Philippines. So you are still qualified on this. So hold a university college degree at least in the second year of your university degree. So there is an age limit for this. However, the age limit is up to 59. So most of my friends are about 20-ish or 30-ish. So you guys are qualified. Have a clean background check as long as you don't have a criminal record. You can teach English here in Madrid, speaking Spanish. So what I love about this program is that you do not need a Spanish level certificate for you to join this program because speaking Spanish, although it is helpful and essential, but they don't require you to speak Spanish because they believe that you will learn it along the way, you know. And it's also a good thing that you do not need to speak Spanish because you so that you will not be tempted to talk to your students in their language because that can be really tempting. For example, if you wanted to improve your Spanish and you wanted to talk to the students. So remember that the reason why you're there is to help your students learn your language, learn English, not for you to learn from them by speaking to them in Spanish. All right. So I don't want to say a disadvantage. It can be a disadvantage or an advantage. This can be a good opportunity or more suitable for those who are new applicants and who are not fully knowledgeable about the language assistant role and how to transition and how to move from your own country, from your country to Spain. If you need like full support and really like say tawag ana kana bitang you are supported along the way. I mean, all the way from applying to processing your requirements to your visa application. I believe Conversa Spain is good for you because they will actually support you all the way based on the reviews that I've read. Of course, there are some negative feedbacks, but no organization is perfect. So Conversa Spain support fee 1,695. If you plan to take a TFL certificate, you can join Conversa Spain and pay a fee of 2,060 euros. Conversa Spain support and immersion week fee, it's 2,460. And then Conversa Spain support and TEFL certification and immersion week fee, it's 2,825. All right. So I don't need to discuss more of these ones. So if I click this, I think it will give you information about what they do, blah blah blah. So these are the things that they offer to you, the services that they provide to you. All right. So all you have to do, guys, if you're interested, is check their website. Okay. Because I'm not fully knowledgeable on their process. So it's best to ask questions straight from the people who are in the program. All right, but I think I have already sent the link, Conversa Spain. Ako lang na ako i-send. All right. Okay, I think that's it for Conversa Spain. Let's have a little break. Oh, I can hear myself. Alrighty. Kasi na pangutan na. Questions about Conversa Spain, guys, or about being a language assistant, let me know before we proceed to Medeas. Hmm. Okay, I'll send the link right away before I discuss it. Medea's program. Let me just have a little break for 5 minutes, guys, and I'll be right back. After the break, we will talk about the Medea's program. All right, stay tuned.
For me, My
Hi guys, hi again. So we'll now proceed to Medeas. All right. So I have already provided the link in the comment section below. All you have to do is check on that link. I want to set your expectations though about Medea's program. I don't know much about them. However, I want to reassure you that they offer the same role, which is the language assistant role here in Spain. It's just that I don't have a lot of information about their process, their application process in their organization. But do not worry because I have found also a separate website where they uncover or they discuss more about the Medea's program. All right. So we can also touch base on that later on. But let's go to their official website first. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. I think you can see, guys, on your screen the Medea's website. All right. Okay, now let's go through it. So, training program conversation assistants in Spanish schools. So, they call it conversation assistant, but it's actually the same role with language assistants or language and cultural assistant or ambassador. All right. Slight difference with the naming, but same role. So, support in the bilingual project. The conversation assistant training program offers schools the opportunity to collaborate in the training of young foreigners who wish to improve their skills as teachers of their own language. Thanks to this program, the school will have a conversation assistant who will be able to serve the entire school community in order to better understand the cultural reality of their country of origin and to improve the fluency of students, teachers, and parents in their native language. All right. So it says here the benefits, what a language assistant provides. A conversation assistant is a good complement to the bilingual project developed in the center. He or she will help improve the fluency, pronunciation, and oral comprehension of students, teachers, and parents. Oh, so they include parents now. Perfect compliment, blah blah blah. Medea's advantage of working with us. So they've highlighted as to what are the advantages of working with Medea. So guarantee of participant adequacy to the vibes of the center, flexibility in decision dates, professional selection backed by years of international experience, compatibility with the different aids and programs for bilingual education, solid and practical training of the assistant at the beginning and during the course, permanent support to the participant and this center. This is actually amazing because you get permanent support. Perfect complement in bilingual education, a unique opportunity for the educational center. All right. In the selection process, Medeas adapts to the needs agreed with the center. So I have a feeling that you will not be assigned in public schools, but you will be assigned to different private institutions or private language schools. So possible languages are English, French, German, and Portuguese. All Medea's language assistants are native or have a native language level. Okay, the center can choose the duration of the program between 5 and 9 months, depending on the modality selected by the center. The assistant can leave or his or her own with a family provided by the school. So this is actually one of the good things about this organizations because you are given option to choose if you allow Medeas to find a host family for you where you can live with a local host with a local family. I've actually experienced this one when I did my language assistant role back in 2016 in South America. So I live with different host family. They do not need to be working in school, um, like like a teacher or anything like that. How they just need to be close to the area, and if they agree with the organization's conditions, so you can actually live with them, and then yes, or you can also choose to be um, not to be given a host family and just search for your own place and live on your own. So the profiles of the assistants depend on the different programs offered. The training program for language assistance is one of the services promoted by the Medeas to support bilingual projects in educational centers. Yes, I think these are private schools or private institutions. All right, so no much information about language assistant on their website. So if I click contact us, um, information about the program. So I think you can ask for information by filling in the form, guys. Or where else can we go? So if we go here, conversation assistant. Yeah, I think it will lead us to the same. Okay. But I'm going to share to you guys a separate website, not directly connected to Medea's, but on their website, they have actually given some. some information about Medea's program. All right, I'll post it in the comment section about Medea's program. All right, so let's check it out together. I'll share this. All right. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah. Okay. I think you guys can see it now. Okay, let's go. All right. Okay, Medea's program. This is through the website TEFL.org. So if you guys know what TEFL, if you guys don't know what TEFL is teaching English. It stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language. Tama ba yun? Let me double check. Teaching English. Yeah, teaching English as a foreign language. All right. So, teaching English in Spain can be a fantastic way to experience the diverse, exciting, and historic Spanish culture. What if there was a program that helped teachers ease into the classroom experience? That's where Medias comes in. So, blah, blah, blah. So, what is Medea's program? It's a huge opportunity for aspiring TEFL teachers. It's also a fantastic chance to live and experience a classroom in Spain, building vital teaching skills and expanding your cultural knowledge before launching it into a career teaching English as a foreign language. Let's get more specific, though. What does Medea's program involve? So successful Medeas applicants complete in an internship in Spanish schools, partaking in multilingual teaching and helping a main teacher of English. You will be someone who helps students across Spain from a range of ages across different schools engage in meaningful English conversations and assist the teaching staff in their lesson planning and execution of classes. So blah blah blah. Okay, so you have 20. hmm? So there are 20 to 24 hours of teaching, guys. Teaching time in most placement, which gives any successful applicant ample opportunity to practice conversation with pupils, build up relationships with teachers, and also to experience some of the delights Spain has to offer. Unlike my program, which is the Ministerio de Educación, we are only required to be in school for about 14 to 16 hours. In this program, the Medeas program, you will be required to be in school for at least 20 to 24 hours. However, the advantage of this one is that more teaching hours, more the higher the allowance you could get. All right, because the minimum stipend that we get here in my program is about 800, but with Medeas, they will provide you a monthly stipend of 900 euros to even 1,200. Our maximum allowance is only 1,000 euros for those who will be placed in Spain. But since you have additional or more hours here with Medeas, you'll be given extra allowance up to 1,200. If you choose independent housing, you will receive all of the monthly stipend. If you live with a Spanish family, you will receive a smaller stipend. So this is one of the options that they offer. So Medea's program have this option where they can look for a host family for you, but they will deduct it from your allowance, something like that. So say for example, if you will be getting 1,200 that is on your contract, and then if you agree to choose to be be with a host family through their program, then they might like get some few amount. I'm not sure, maybe 300 or 200 euros. I'm not sure. Um, I'm not familiar with that, but that's like how the setup would go. But if you don't want, if you want to fund on your own, so you will get the full amount, and you can just look for accommodation but on your own. So requirements for Remadeus, you'll be wondering what you need to be attending, blah blah blah. Want to know more? So one of the requirements is you need to be a native English speaker. No need to worry on this, guys, because again, we are confident that we can speak the language. So I believe we can still be part of the program since we are fluent in English language. So you'll need to have a valid passport, and applicants with criminal records will not be accepted. No Spanish knowledge is also required. So unlike my program, you will be needing unlike my program in Medeas, you do not need a Spanish knowledge, although it makes sense to learn at least a few phrases before you head over to. Not worry, guys, for Filipinos like us, we already have some loaned or borrowed words from Spain. So I am confident that you will get by the moment you land in Spain. You just have to keep on practicing and learn their language. Okay, but we already have some words already from Spain that are similar to their language, so it's easy. I think it will be unlike other nationalities, it's easy for Filipinos like us. It's not the easiest, but we have an advantage. Of course, Medeas get a lot of applications or applicants, so you'll need to truly stand out in the application process, as we'll cover a little later on. Okay. So there are no fees, guys, to take on Media's program, but there's a catch. There is a refundable deposit of 850 euros. So the moment that you get accepted, you will need to hand in 850, but it's just a deposit. It's refundable. It's for them to know that you are fully committed to the program. So if your application is successful, you will be required to provide a deposit of 850. This is merely to demonstrate commitment to the program. But no worries, because as long as you finish with the program, they'll definitely return it back to you. Okay? So I guess you guys already know what are the responsibilities and the role of a language assistant, so I don't need to tackle on this one more. So this is their application process and training. So you guys can just go through this link and get to know more about the application process. But I believe that the application process for this school year is almost coming to an end. If I'm not mistaken, most of the application process, or most of the deadline for the application would end in about end of March, or let's say 26th of March, for those who wanted to join the next school year, which is this coming September 2025. All right, so some benefits of the program. All right, accommodation, pros and cons. Okay, let's just check this one out a little bit. So Medea's program, pros and cons. So let's weigh up the pros and cons of the Medea's program. While it's a great opportunity for a range of different budding TEFL teachers, it might not be the right one for you. Let me just read this through. The pros of the Pros of the Medea's program. If you're looking to gain experience but aren't ready for the responsibility of leading classes, being a language assistant is perfect. So you can input your ideas into lesson plans and show off your knowledge of the USA or New Zealand, for example, to students who are eager to learn from you. However, you aren't accountable for their exam result in the same way a teacher would be. So being a language assistant, again, you guys have less responsibility. So you're not responsible for the students because you are not their teacher. So the monthly stipend means you can get your first taste of earning money for a sort of teaching role. You can learn how to budget effectively, make the most of your money, and see just how far it can take you. Staying with a local family might help, but it's also a great chance to set off on your own for the first time into the big, scary professional world. So if you're not that confident, guys, to be independent enough, and you are worried or anxious that you may have a hard time looking for an accommodation when you get here, I think it's the best idea to live with the host family first for a couple of months and maybe talk it out with the organization once you are ready to move out and be on your own. So the relationships you can build with Medeas are valuable from a career perspective. You can network with Spanish schools so that when you're ready to teach solo, you have at the very least a great reference. You might even end up teaching the school you were assigned to by Medeas when you launch your TEFL career properly. Well, this is actually a good thing. So the schools may absorb you once they see that you are perfect, that you are competent with the role, and they might, allow you to teach as an English teacher, not a language assistant anymore. Yeah. Okay. Now let's continue the cons of the Medeas program. So while there are obvious advantages, it might not be the best choice for everyone. For one thing, being a language assistant is a valuable experience, but you might be better placed to find a teaching program where you can attain real experience of leading a class. So if you are an experienced teacher, a licensed teacher, being a language assistant may not maybe a downgrade for you in some ways, because as a language assistant you don't have full control of your students, or you don't have full control of the lesson plans, or you don't have full control of the classroom. So basically, if you're itching to kind of like really teach English to your students in a way that you are in full control of the lessons. So you might be better off as an English teacher on your own. But for language assistant, you need to comply. Um, you need to collaborate with their main English teacher, because you are not main English teacher. You're just there to support the teacher and support their class whenever they have like activities or speaking practices and all that. You can actually also make a presentation and discuss a few things in front of the class, but you're not supposed to be the one teaching the class for one period, for one whole hour, let's say. Another issue is that with Medeas, you're obligated to study at a Spanish university. This is obviously great if you're in want of further qualifications, but it might feel like a lateral move if you're not long finish a degree and or TEFL course and feel ready to teach. I'm not really sure on this part. So if you're obligated to study at the Spanish university, I don't know what kind of, maybe you will be required to study Spanish for some reason. In terms of earning potential, if you have a TEFL certificate in your degree, a TEFL certificate alone, you could probably be worth more on the job market than Medeas is offering, while the monthly stipend is likely more than enough on a month-to-month basis. Anyone with an inclination to stay in Spain for a longer spell is likely to need more in terms of savings. Yeah, so I think that's it, guys. There are frequently asked questions here, so you can just go through the website, and you can just go through the website and see if this program fits for you. So again, with the Conversa Spain, they have some fees because you will be supported all the way. For the Medeas program, they also have, there's no like fees or anything like that, but they have like a refundable deposit of 850 euros, which you can get it back once you're finished with the program. All right. So I think that's it for the Medeas program. If you guys have questions about Medeas, let me know before we proceed to the last organization, which is Usitam. All right. Questions, you guys? I only have two viewers. I wonder who they are. So you guys, if you have any questions or curious to know more about the program, let me know, and I'll see if I have the answer to your questions. Alrighty. So we're done with the Medeas program. I've already sent you guys the link in our comment section below. So just save that and bookmark those websites so you can get back to them whenever you are interested to know more. Okay, we'll proceed to Usitam. I'll send the program. Okay, so like I said, guys, we already discussed about Conversa Spain, first organization. There is a support fee for that, and the Medea's program. There is no fee to join the program, but once you get accepted, you will be required to pay upfront a refundable deposit. So by the name itself, it's just a deposit of 850 euros, and once you're done with the program, you can get it back since it will be returned to you. But what I like so much about this third institution or um, organization that offer the same role as me, like a language assistant role, is that there's no hidden agenda or fees that you need to pay out for you to join the program. But we'll talk more of that. The name of the institution is Usitam. All right. Hi, Exmar, I think is watching right now. He commented an emoji, a smiley emoji. Hello to you. Now we're gonna talk about Usitam. But let me have my break. Usitam, Usitam, Usitam. Where is that? Ah, yeah, Usitam. Hmm. How do I look? Medyo nakikita na ta. Okay, kabota sa ring lights. All right, sorry guys, medyo nawala pa sa internet. And, we're now down to the final organization. We're gonna do it very, very fast because at this point in time, normally magsugod ang construction diri sa among silingan, so it can be really noisy. But I want to give a shout out to two people who I guess are watching right now. My two classmates in college, Che and then Xmar. So they have already showed and expressed their interest to this program. So I hope you guys could make it. All right. And I hope the information that I have provided can be of help to you, to your journey to be part of the language assistant here in Spain. All right. Okay, let's proceed now to Usitam. This is my personal favorite because this doesn't require any fees at all. Um, especially those who are who especially those applicants who are on a tight budget and very anxious about applying for this program. Let me share to you the screen of their official website. Give me a moment. I will also be sharing the link to in the comment section. Oh, I think I already did. Yeah, I think I already sent the link for Usitam. I'm not sure what Usitam means, but let me Usitam. What is the meaning of Usitam? Usitam stands for, so this is actually the third organization, guys, that offer the same, a third legit organization that offer the language assistant role, where you guys can apply as well. Stands for, it says here, Unión de Cooperativas de Enseñanza de Trabajo Asociado de Madrid. Hmm. Okay, let me send it to you guys. So that's what it means by Usitam. So this is the final organization, guys. So let's go through with their website. All right. Okay. So this is their official website, and you can see there on top already that their application has already started. Their application period is open January 13th, and it has a deadline until March 28th. 2025, so around end of this month. So it says, please read all information on this page. Please no inquiry, blah, 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 blah. So it says also, we receive hundreds of applications from qualified candidates, but only need to fill 100 or so spots each year. Wow, very competitive. If you do not hear from us, we encourage you to apply next year and to apply yearly. Best of luck. So they only have limited slots, you guys, and the competition is really tough. So they really filter and really um, just select the best candidate, and they receive hundreds of applications or even 1,000. I'm not sure. Since the language assistant program has becoming a popular program already especially after COVID. Ositom application period, it says, like I said, deadline is until March 28th. All candidates must be native English speakers. Again, guys, you don't have to worry as a Filipino with a Philippine passport, because I know I saw in a vlog before I came here to Spain, there was one Filipina who also has a Philippine passport, but she was able to get accepted. She got accepted with Ositam. So it doesn't have to be because it doesn't. Um, they're looking for native English speakers, yes, but as long as you can prove to them that you are fluent in English and that you are qualified, and definitely they will consider you as well. All right. Hold a university degree and a clean criminal record. So one of the common requirements in those organizations that we have discussed are you need to have a university degree and a clean criminal record. So please note that many of the positions include preschool children, and most are located outside the city of Madrid. All right, they even like um, displayed their official email in here, so you guys can just send your CV to their direct email address. So once you've sent your CV, the English language assistant coordinator will contact you for an interview if your experience matches and open position. So blah blah blah. So same with Medea's earlier. So they kind of like the same number of hours. So the program offers 18 or 26-hour English language assistant positions at UCITAM affiliated schools located within the community of Madrid. Unlike other organizations, UCITAM is concentrated or more focused in the community of Madrid. So English language assistants can commute by metro, bus, and train to their schools, and for this reason mainly take advantage of the wonderful opportunities and the amazing experiences that living in the city of Madrid offers. What are the important things that we need to take note here? Along with the in-classroom practice, UCITAM language assistants will participate in a mandatory training program with the Universidad Autónoma de Madrid, which includes 7 in-person classes. I'm not really familiar with this, I'm sorry. English language assistants can commit blah blah blah. Please note that 2025-2026 UCITAM language assistant program. Okay, so this is their academic year. So it will run from 26th of September until next year, 12th of June, which is our Independence Day back home. Okay, so nagsugod na ang construction, guys. So and I apologize for the noise in the background. So I'll try to do it very fast. So application must be sent not earlier than 30th of January to be considered. Only completed applications that have followed the below instructions correctly will be reviewed. The deadline to submit application materials will be on the 28th of March at 11 o'clock Central European Time. Applications will only be accepted during the application period. Completed applications consist of your English language system profile, an ELA application, a letter of recommendation, this is very important as well, and a current resume. So step one, so this is where you can apply, guys. So you just click on this button, fill out online profile, and then the other one is English language assistant application, get it here. Step two, how to organize an application. So the application process, guys, are pretty straightforward. So all you have to do is read through them. All right. How to organize, and it shows you the style. How do you want to name your file? Letter of recommendation. As you may not be familiar with this one, let me tell you what is letter of recommendation. It should be written by someone who has known you for at least 1 year. So I did this before, even when I first applied for the program back in 2018, not with OCTOP, but with the Ministry of Education. um they require you to like submit a letter of recommendation. I think I forgot if it's just one or two, but if I remember correctly, I only submitted one letter of recommendation. It should be a letter of recommendation created or made by someone who have a professional collaboration or encounter with you. It can be someone, since you're applying as a language assistant, it can be someone who is probably someone higher than you in school if you have an experience being a language assistant, or if you have any experience in an education setting, like in a university or in school. So maybe you can ask your professor back in college. Maybe you can ask, because my experience last time was I used to be a language assistant in Ecuador, and I have my language English coordinator back then in Quito in Ecuador. So, and we were still in touch and we became really close. So I simply just requested from her to make me a letter of recommendation, and she happily obliged. And I was able to submit the recommendation letter. So, who can attest? This is because for them to know, the letter of recommendation is like your Friendster's testimonial. All right, who can attest to your personal, professional, and academic achievements and accomplishments. Recommendation should highlight your experience working with children and your ability to adapt to new situation or any achievements pertinent to the position. If you guys want an example of this one, I think I can send you one. I will try to look for it if I still have it. But pretty much, I think I still have it because I kept all of those documents with me. The letter can be in English or Spanish and must be in PDF format. So they also have some testimonials here from language assistants who worked with Ositam in the past. So it will also give you instructions how to send the application. So you guys have to just follow this instructions. Send application here if you meet one of the criteria below. Blah blah blah. I know this can be overwhelming for you guys, especially those who do not have an idea or who are first timers. That is why I'm here for you guys, to spread you some awareness, some basic information about being how to apply as a language assistant. So my advice is to want to take one step at a time. Do not overwhelm yourself with so much information. Like maybe for, but since we're running out of time because the deadline is almost coming to an end. But just take your time to absorb everything. Focus on the information that you will be really needing, especially during the application process. Focus first on the application because this has a deadline. And once you've submitted your application, then maybe you can start reading more of the program. All right. Do we have some questions here? Please watch until the end of live, or you might receive a surprise gift. Shut up. I'm not a professor. Okay, thank you so much, guys, to those who liked and watched my live stream. Anyways, let's continue. I think we're coming to an end because I'm hungry already. I want to have my lunch. It's already almost 3 o'clock. So I think that's it for you guys. Like I said, you don't have to be intimidated with Usitam because I know Filipinos who made it and got accepted in the program. While majority of those who will get accepted are, let's say, white people or English speakers or native speakers from the UK or the US or let's say South Africa. But, as a Filipino, we are confident and hindi tayo nagpapatalo, hindi tayo nagpapakabog. We also, we just prove ourselves and to the organizers that we are also qualified for the role. And as well. All right. So yeah, another thing to consider is that, oh, okay, this one. I want to read it to you guys. The program acceptance. So program decisions will be made in late April. So say, for example, you have already submitted and applied for the program for Usitam. So you just have to, this is where the waiting game comes in because the deadline is about end of March, right? But you will know it later on if you have been accepted until late April until early June. So they have a timeline that they follow. Of course, you're not the only one who's applying for the role, so definitely they will have to go through the screening process and make sure that they have chosen the right candidate for the role. So only candidates that have been accepted will be notified via email after decisions have been made. Okay, so you will be notified by email, so make sure that your email is correct. Once accepted in May and June, Usitam will send you all the necessary documents to sign and give instructions for sending the returnable 250 euro and acceptance deposit. So I'm so sorry. I just want to correct myself on this. So with Conversa Spain, right, the first organization that we discussed, you need like a social support fee or something, which is a bit high for me, if you ask me. And then with the Medea's program, they have a returnable deposit of about 850. So if you're okay with that, then you can proceed with Medea's. But 850 for our returnable deposit is a bit, it kind might be high for others as well. But what I like about Ositam is that um, although there is a returnable acceptance deposit, this is not as this is like way too low or lower than Medea's program and the Conversa Spain for their support fees. So you will only be sending 250 euros acceptance deposit. So if you put your trust to them, then you can send them 250 only when you get accepted in the program. All right. So the acceptance deposit must be submitted along with your signed agreement in order for your visa to be processed. Oh, okay. They will process your visa. I'm not sure on this. And in order to participate in the USITAB ELA program, that is deposit will be returned to you after successful completion of the program. So guys, so it's returnable, so you will get it back once you finish with the program. Please, no phone calls or emails to inquire about the status of your application. So masyadong strict sila. Ayaw nila nang kinukulit sila. Mm-hmm. So I think that's it, guys. Blah, blah, blah. Mm. So you can worry about visa later. So just focus first on getting accepted. Okay. There's a question here, guys. Someone is asking if what program I'm working with. So I'm working with the Ministerio de Educación. Okay, so we'll just wrap up the. Okay, I'll answer more of that. I'll just wrap up the Usitam. Usitam. Yeah, you guys again. Like I said, there's a 250 returnable deposit fee, and this Usitam thing is very competitive because majority of the applicants or candidates that they accept are native speakers. But no worries, Filipinos, we can still keep up with that. We just really have to showcase our skills and abilities in the English language and prove to them that we are also capable of such. And um, before I end this live session, I just want to say that the language assistant role is not for everyone. Yeah, and especially if you considered language assistant role in Spain as their stepping stone, if their long-term goal is to settle in Spain or in Europe in general, because you get to, not just visit Spain, but also to other 20 plus something Schengen countries, like Switzerland or Germany. But when you become a language assistant, do not expect that you will like get paid like with a huge amount of money because you will only be working for 14 hours. It's up to you already kung ano magiging diskarte mo if you wanted to work online, work on the side, while also being a language assistant because you will only be in school for like 14, 16 hours or 18, not full time. So you can do something else, but you're not allowed to work, you're not authorized to work in a different industry, in a different field, like working in a restaurant or working in a bar or something. You can only be working in a um, like in different language centers or academy or take or accept private classes. It has to be an industry related to the reason why you came here in the first place, so something like that. All right. So I wish everyone good luck. And if you guys have questions about being a language assistant, especially with the program that I'm with, I will discuss that sa part three, because sa part three, that's where I will really dig deeper more and discuss more about the program I'm with, which is the Ministry of Education. So Ministry of Education, it's the main umbrella of all those organizations who are accepting language assistant roles or who are offering language assistant programs. So I work directly with the Ministry of Education. So there are different requirements, and I want to say that it's more tedious and it's just strict, but um, there are requirements or qualifications that they look for that are not available or that's different from the other organizations here. For example, in my program, they require a certain level of Spanish um, level or certificate. So you need to have at least A1 for those who are partnered with certain universities like UP, Ateneo, or UST or LaSalle. But if you're already employed and you still wanted to be with the program with Ministerio de Educación, you need to have a level of A2, A2. So that's a little in between basic and intermediate, I would say. So with the A2 Spanish level, you can carry a conversation already. And what I did before was I studied in Instituto Cervantes because they are the official language centers in the Philippines that can endorse you to the program. So you need to be studying in Instituto Cervantes. Do not worry because they have online courses. And then once you have learned a little bit of Spanish, and if you're confident to take a Spanish certificate with DELE or CIELE, so those are two legit accepted Spanish level exams through Instituto Cervantes. And if you apply, if you pass, if you get an A2, then that's when you become qualified to apply for the Ministerio de Educación as a language assistant. So it's a long process, guys. So it took me 2 years to actually finish all the requirements, I would say, to prepare myself. But I can share to you more of that on our part three session because I will concentrate more on the program that I'm with for maybe we can discuss it for an hour or two. We'll see. But for this part two, I've just talked about three different organizations that offer the same role, which were Conversa, Spain, Medea's program, and Musitam. So it's now up to you which organizations perfectly works best. You're welcome. So medyo gigutom na ko guys. I'll just stop the sharing now. I'll stop the music and I'll give 5 minutes, I think. If you still have some clarifications, thank you so much, Explorer, for asking a question. I can see that you are enthusiastic about this program. So please look into those websites or articles or links that I shared. And if you wanted to, if you're not ready this year, you can listen to my live stream next time for the part three. That's when I will discuss more on the things that you need to prepare for you to apply with the Ministerio de Educación directly. So this program that I'm with, there's no fees at all. It's completely free. All you have to do is, look for, um, find a way um or like a budget or funds for your application once you get accepted. Like, of course, you need to pay for your visa application, for the requirements that they needed, and of course your flights going to Spain, and then for a month or two living in Spain while waiting for your first stipend or your first allowance. But we'll discuss more of that next time, hopefully. So again, guys, this live stream is only exclusive to my friends here on Facebook. My Facebook is not in public, so only those who are on my friends list can see this. Please do not share this live stream because it's not going to make any difference anyway. Because those who are not my friends and only your friends cannot see this live because it's locked to my friends list only. However, after a few days, you can replay and rewatch this live stream because I will upload this on my YouTube channel, which is Secure and Traveler, or you can also search the Happy Biyahe in the search bar, and you can find the um, episodes or live sessions that we did here on Facebook. All right. Questions, guys, before I go and have my lunch, because magdula pa kog badminton later. You're welcome, Ate Irene. Thank you for watching. I didn't know you're here. So at least there are people who are interested, because I feel motivated to share these for you guys. So, like I said, I'm not getting any money from this because I'm not affiliated with those organizations. But this is just my way to pay it forward with you guys who are interested in Kapoy Octobag one by one. So live stream is a good avenue to answer all of your questions at once. And please, if it's not too much to ask, please visit my YouTube channel because I will start uploading videos there about my experience as a language assistant and also about my journey of living here in Spain and traveling around Europe. Okay, so I hope that my videos in the future will be more informative, educational. Yeah, let's give it that. And also somehow entertaining. You know, let's make it not boring or anything like that. But thank you guys for staying with me for almost 2 hours, I guess. And it's my pleasure to be able to help you guys. Na ako lagi ning nakashare. I think that's it because I'm so hungry now. See you guys again on my next live session, which I think will be on the 16th of March if I have time. And we can discuss more about the program that I'm with, which is direct with the Ministry of Education. But if you guys wanted to have a little idea about the Ministry of Education, I will send you the link directly now so that we can talk more of it next time, okay? Apply directly with the ministry. Okay, I will put it in the link. So it says language assistantships for Filipinos in Spain 2025. So important stage 2 is open now. The interview period is extended for the entire month of February. Time specific set more. However, guys, let me remind you that you may not be qualified for this one yet, as you need to be endorsed by a language center like Instituto Cervantes. If you're currently studying with Instituto Cervantes and already have an A2 level of Spanish with a certificate, then you can apply and be endorsed. But if you're not studying with Cervantes, then it can be very difficult for you guys. Okay. I think that's it for me. Wala na may pangutana. Okay. Okay, let's just wait for 2 minutes. 2 minutes more, and then I will say bye bye. I can see people. Paano may pangutana? I've been thinking about going to Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on my last live session talking about the application with the Ministry of Education direct. This time I will go ahead and have my lunch. Bye, guys.